2, 1.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Well, thank you for joining us on KSAT News Now, streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. And for those of you listening to our podcast, thanks for joining us as well.
So
hi, Priscilla.
Hi. Alicia's back. She spent the last couple of days in Uvalde.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's been gone for, several days now. Yeah. I haven't been on News Now in, Alyssa, has it been like a week?
Feels like it.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it. So thanks for joining us. RJ is also out for this entire week. Should be back Monday. So Priscilla Carmen, producer for KSAT, thanks for being here today.
Yes, and welcome back.
Thank you.
We do have a lot to get into today, including updates on the formula shortage and the possibility of a new shortage for the summer. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's edible, fluffy, sometimes buttery, great with movie or just as a snack.
Oh, lots of butter for mine.
Yeah.
Can you guess what we're talking about? We'll get into that in just a few minutes, but first we want to start with an update on yet another fatal shooting that happened yesterday.
This one happening at a medical building in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Tulsa Police Chief Wendell Franklin gave an update about 30 minutes ago, revealing a lot more details about what happened.
So now we know the names of the 4 people dead. They are Dr. Preston Phillips, Dr. Stephanie Husan, Amanda Green, and William Love.
The shooter, who also is dead, is identified as Michael Lewis. He died of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound.
So authorities say that on May 19th, Lewis received a back surgery from Dr. Phillips. He was released and allegedly called multiple times saying he was in pain and even went back for a visit on May 31st.
And yesterday afternoon was when Lewis purchased an AR-15 style rifle, the one that he used in the shooting. We also know that he bought a handgun just a few days before the shooting.
And the call for this shooting, or that first 911 call, came in at 4:52 p.m. yesterday, and officers arrived at the scene quickly, just 4 minutes later, so that was at 4:56 p.m.
They did find 3 people dead inside the building along with the shooter, and the 4th victim, they say, died at the hospital.
So here's what we know now. Chief Wendell said they found a note on the suspect, and that suspect blaming the doctor for his continued pain after surgery, and he said that he intended to kill him, meaning the doctor, and anyone who got in his way.
Then about 30 minutes after the shooting, police received another 911 call from a woman who identified the suspect as her husband and said that he had killed people at Dr. Phillips' office. Again, that was 30 minutes after.
So Tulsa Police Chief mentioned the situation is something, of course, his team has vigorously prepared for. Unfortunately, we keep seeing this. We're still dealing with the aftermath and the pain in Uvalde, but this is what the chief quoted. He said, quote, "They would be naive to think it would not happen there," end quote. And he's referring to this medical building. And unfortunately, off camera, I was telling you, wow, that's hard to hear because it's so fresh. But yet, I think we're all thinking of it, where we shop, where we go to church, our workplace, and we're just on alert, on edge too, thinking that this could happen anywhere and at any time.
Yeah, and I think that that's one thing that he was trying to be very clear about in this update, was that they had been training to respond to something like this for a very long time. And so he basically was saying that his team was put to the test yesterday, and unfortunately, it happened there, but they have to prepare. Mm-hmm. And I did read something that said that this shooting yesterday was the 223rd mass shooting of the year, and it's the 3rd to happen in like the span of a month.
And, it does something to us emotionally, even just here. I mean, starting off, it's like, where am I? What are we doing? What are we talking about? It's a lot to digest, and it's a lot to break down, and then to think of the people who are actually affected by this firsthand. It's horrible to think about. And again, we go back to Uvalde, and their funerals for the victims continue today, and it has been such an emotional, heart-wrenching week for the community, anyone who's from there, and really the healing will continue for months and for years to come.
Yeah, and today we do know that there are going to be services for Miranda Gail Mathis, Jacqueline Cáceres, Jace Carmelo Huevanos, Nevaeh Alyssa Bravo, and then yesterday Teacher Irma Garcia, who was killed in the shooting, was laid to rest, along with her husband Joe, who died just days after she did of what his family said was intense grief. He was buried beside her.
And the two shared 4 children, including the oldest, who is a Marine, and the youngest, who just completed 7th grade. So these children, I mean, we think about all the 21 families, and I think for this one, for the Garcia family, it's even more heart-wrenching because both parents are now gone, and these 4 kids are left, in a sense, alone, but of course their family rallying around them, helping them in the community, and really the nation. But when you're going through it, you know, I'm sure these kids in a way feel alone.
Yeah, you're right. They have family and siblings to lean on, but it's definitely going to be difficult, and I just hope that they are able to somehow find counseling services, somehow learn to deal with this grief. But Alicia, I want to talk to you a little bit about your experience. Like I said, you just got back from Uvalde, and you were at the memorial site. What is it like down there right now?
It's super emotional. As a journalist, you just kind of have to step back because I see myself as, you know, an outsider, and I never want to intrude on the Uvalde community who is hurting so much. The first memorial that we went to was at the town square, so the plaza, and that's really the heart of Uvalde. I met some families who say, you know, every time we come back, this is the first place we stop at. I met another family, the Contreras family, and they tell me they have like a First Friday like we do here in San Antonio, and local vendors set up, and you know, they have their drinks and they walk around and they have fun. And now that has, you know, changed completely, and you just see piles of flowers, these beautiful crosses, and just ways to honor these children and these 2 teachers and Mr. Joe Garcia. And then you go over to Robb Elementary, probably not even a mile down the road, and the first time I stepped foot there was Tuesday, and that's because those barricades had been lifted. And my goodness, let me tell you, when you walk there, I couldn't even get myself to look up to the elementary school. I could just focus on those. I just wanted to focus on those flowers, on those crosses, on those memorials for the kids, because it is very hard. It is so hard. And I just want to say thank you to the people of Uvalde who have opened up to me. It means so much.
And thank you for, you know, going out, getting those stories, and trying to share them with you all, our viewers. And like you said, in the most respectful way that you can right now. One thing that I do know about yesterday, as I was producing the news at 5, and you were at the town square, there were mariachis from San Antonio there.
Yes.
I think it was a group of 50 or 60. And for me, mariachi music just always gets me. But in that setting, it was chilling, it was beautiful, emotional. Tell us a little bit about that group.
So that was amazing to witness. San Antonio artist Cruz Ortiz, if you don't know him, you probably are familiar with his work because he has art all around San Antonio, really the world, sculptures here, one on the south side by Southside Mall. But he helped bring together dozens of mariachis. It started with a group of 2 or 4, and then it just caught like wildfire. There's so many mariachis that just wanted to play. So they came from San Antonio and its surrounding areas, and it was an artistic response to the Robb Elementary School shooting because he had been there days prior to this, and he was really hurting to see that the community of Uvalde, which is predominantly Mexican American, Hispanic, wasn't able to grieve in the way that we Mexican Americans, Mexicanos, Hispanics do, which is in community, which we rely on our traditions. You know, mariachis, you think of the beauty of it, the joy that it brings, because you have them at birthdays, you have them at weddings, but the mariachis are also in those times of mourning. So mariachis were led by Mariachi Campanas de America, and they performed in Uvalde's Placita, or again, the town square. Let's take a listen.
Mariachis have a long-standing tradition of you know, being there for a lot of family occasions, you know, to celebrate, you know, life and parties and everything. But we also are asked to step in to do the consoling part of life. 60 of us from San Antonio made the trip over here to help with the healing for this community. Our music is a heavy music. especially in times like this. They're songs written specifically for funerals. They're used to help with the grieving process. My prayer to them is that as they go through this, and as they have those waves of hurt, that they get lighter and lighter, and hopefully the music will help with those waves crashing so hard against their souls. So we just want to ease them a little bit and give them a little peace.
Medrano is with Campanas Mariachi de America, and I want to go back to that first piece of the lyrics of the song there. It's the song Un Día a la Vez, which translates to one day at a time. And I'll just read the first parts of the lyrics and what he talks about, that there are songs specifically written for funerals, and this is one that you hear and it just, oh man, it just breaks you down. Necesitado, so in need I come to you, Lord. Let me see, I want to know what I need to do, right? So in these moments of grief, you call out, help lead the way. And I think that resonates so much with this community of Uvalde and these 21 families who are lost. No one ever saw this coming. But again, I go back to the families who were in just so much pain. Another beautiful thing about this that we referred to yesterday was a print copy of some other lyrics, and that was of a corrido. Are you familiar with corridos?
No.
Okay, so a corrido is a song, a story told through a song, and it dates back centuries. I think the first time they saw this was during the Mexican Revolution, and they would hand out copies of the news of the day, but then you would have the trios, the conjuntos, and mariachis sing the news of the day. So artist Cruz Ortiz, he's known for his printmaking, and he printed out these lyrics and he named it Los Ángeles de Uvalde, which translates to the angels of Uvalde, and it's just so powerful. And in the next coming days, Mr. Medrano with Campanas de America, he's going to help lead the way to create music to that corrido. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks we can hear that tribute. But all in all, that visit from the mariachis, so powerful, and the people of Uvalde that I spoke to yesterday were moved to tears, and we're so thankful to have that opportunity.
Yeah, it really does just mean so much. And like you said, that song in that setting, it brings back just memories, or brings back a memory of someone that you may have lost in your own life, yep, or just helps resonate with what's happening there. So again, thank you. You did a very good job on that story, and thank you to those mariachis for making that all happen. But with all these funerals that are happening right now, one Texas man is doing what he can for the victims' families. He's actually creating customized caskets for all of the 19 students that were killed. Trey Ganem owns a company that specializes in making custom caskets and urns, and like I said, he's doing it for all the students at Robb Elementary. And
this has been so powerful to witness as well, and to see that these, in his case, an artist creating everything from Superman to dinosaurs, TikTok designs, because some of these children, that's what they loved. And it was all provided for the families. And he says that he's just doing what he can do to help.
I tell people that I'm blessed to be able to bless others. And I learned, early on in life that it's not about me, it's what I can do for others. And that's my purpose in life. And God gave me this talent as an artist to be able to create and represent and just make these wonderful works of art. And so I'm using my God-given talent to help these families.
So the caskets were donated to the families with the help of a Georgia casket company, and each of them were delivered to Ganem on Friday. So he has been working throughout Memorial Day to complete them, to customize them, and like you said, they're very intricate for some of these children, and a lot of the ideas came from the families and from the funeral directors who've been working with the families. So,
and I love how he said his God-given talent. So we've seen that with the community, again, grieving, when you're there to witness it. So many come with their own gift to offer as a sign of unity, to pay their respects. And in this case, it's so beautiful to see that he can customize it to the children's liking to honor them. And last week, one of the stories that we featured was a floral shop out in Lacoste. She was helping two florists in Uvalde, the only floral shops in Uvalde, to help coordinate, right? But they wanted the same thing, to donate everything to the families, but the families choose, the type of flowers, just everything that they wanted to honor their loved ones. So another way of honoring, and it's just so beautiful to witness it, especially in these times.
Yeah, and especially whenever when you're going through this, the last thing you want to worry about are those details. So it's great to see that some people in the community are really stepping forth right now and just doing what they can to make all of that happen seamlessly for the families.
Absolutely. And we'll continue to update on the developments there, learning more about these victims and sharing more about their lives. But now we want to move on to the latest on baby formula. We know that continues to be a big issue. I was actually at the store last week, and my spirits were lifted a little to see that you actually see some in stock. So more than 43% of most popular brands are still sold out across stores and across the nation, but there is some good news.
Yeah, so for parents that are still not finding any luck, getting that infant formula, there's a new tool that could save you some time and gas.
Yeah, because we know parents have been driving all around to try to find those.
Yes, it's chaotic, I'm sure. So the Department of Health and Human Services has a new website page that includes manufacturers' hotlines and other tips like short-term solutions to help find the food that they need.
So some of those short-term solutions include samples at your pediatrician's office. We often forget about this, but they do have a supply. Do ask for that. Maybe give them a call and ask. Also, asking your pediatrician about European formulas that may be similar to the product your child is consuming here in the U.S.
And then another option is reaching out to a milk bank here in San Antonio. Any Baby Can and the San Antonio Food Bank are helping parents in need. And although it may be tempting to buy as much formula as possible when you see it, the American Academy of Pediatrics suggests buying no more than a 10 to 14 day supply to help improve shortages. So they don't want you stockpiling this. They want to leave some on the shelves for other families who are experiencing the same thing that you might be going through right now.
And I think that's a tough decision for parents, right? Because you're thinking about your child, especially if they're allergic or just need a very precise, and those are the ones that are, flying off the shelves. So again, the suggestion there is to be mindful, think of your neighbor. And there are some people who are doing that will, stock up, but then offer it for their neighbor or perhaps buying for a family member. But who knows when this shortage will end or, stop affecting parents to this level.
Yeah, and I know that there is still an operation federally that's working to fly in formula from other countries, so hopefully that will ease it a little bit, but also look to Facebook groups. I've seen a lot of people kind of sharing information on where to find it and just helping each other out again, which is nice to see right now.
Question, you're soon to be mom of your second child.
Third,
that's right. Yeah. So are you worried?
I am. It's something that I've thought about.
Yeah.
I'm due in September, and I'm nervous. I plan to, you do other methods to breastfeed, but sometimes that doesn't work in your favor. So I am hoping by then it will be okay, but we just don't know.
Yeah.
They keep saying like a short timeline, 2 weeks is when production's going to ramp up, but you just, like I said, you don't know right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, now to a major plot twist at movie theaters.
Add movie popcorn shortage to the list of problems caused by inflation and supply chain issues.
Yeah, so some movie theater operators are nervous about not being able to stock their concession stands in time for summer visitors, also for the holiday rush, right? Which is a major problem for them, as many theaters rely on concession stand sales. I know for us it can be a headache because it can be so expensive.
So the Wall Street Journal also said high fertilizer prices are adding to the issue for farmers growing corn, plus trucker shortages are delaying deliveries.
So although supply for popcorn might be tight, it has not affected most customers yet. I also reached out to Santikos. We know San Antonio is very faithful to Santikos Movie Company.
Yes.
I'm still waiting to hear back from them, but I'm interested in seeing if it's affecting them here in San Antonio.
I wonder, and popcorn's one of those things where it's like a must when you go to the movie.
Yeah.
So
and you can't sneak it in.
You can't sneak. Yeah, but they're going to be offering this summer like some free movies for families. So it'll be interesting to see whether they're dealing with this or not. But I have a question for y'all.
Okay.
Do you like butter, like extra butter on it?
Yeah.
Or plain and simple?
So I think in my hometown of Coppell, up in North Texas, the closest theater I think was Cinemark, and I chose that one because it's usually them that have like the butter dispensers, or maybe it's AMC. I don't know. Is it AMC?
I grew up with an AMC, and I think that AMC, like, you had your choice of butters.
And that's what I love. I will choose a movie theater any day who lets me have my choice of butter and just hold the button.
Just hold it down.
What about you?
I like to get like a box of candy and dump it in and then kind of mix it up. My daughter and I call it surprise popcorn because like you don't know.
Because it's the sweet with the salty type of thing. Okay.
She just picks out all the sweet stuff though.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, where'd
It's
it
just
go?
an adventure for her.
That's funny. That's a good idea. And don't people put jalapenos in popcorn?
Yes.
Am I making that up? I want to try that.
And now people put, my brother puts tahini and pickle juice and the works on there.
Louisiana hot sauce. It's my husband's go-to.
Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'll put Valentina hot sauce on there. Yeah. Oh my gosh, now I just want some.
I know. Now I want a
Yum.
snack. I can't have popcorn around because I'll just all the time it's just canned in the bag in the bowl, and it doesn't stop until the bowl's empty.
But it's a good option this weekend to go to the movies, especially with the numbers we're seeing here.
It's dark. There's a lot of air conditioning. The air conditioning there is free. We had a story over this past weekend about the mall, the sales at the mall, but you actually have to like go to the mall, which is unheard of now, right? I'm like, well, the AC is free there, so go enjoy the AC at the movie theater because yes, it is staying hot here. We've got a couple more days with highs in the mid to upper 90s, and then we are back into the triple digits as we get into this weekend and then early next week. Now, I've got a little bit of good news for the next 2 days, today and tomorrow. We will carry low chances of rain for the next couple of days. And I mean low chances, but a couple of quick hitting downpours, not out of the question today and then again on Friday. So outside right now, we've got a lot of these nice puffy cumulus clouds, the flat bases here, and they're trying to grow a little bit taller so that hopefully they can start producing some rain. And we actually do have a few showers out there, a few downpours out there at this hour. A lot of activity so far today has been north of San Antonio. But you can see here on radar these little blips of yellow and green. Those are some of those quick hitting downpours. They're very low in coverage, and again, a lot of the action has been north of us today, but we've got a frontal boundary, a couple of outflow boundaries dancing around to the north, so those could contribute to some more pop-up thunder showers as we get into the afternoon. Chances are you're probably just going to run through a quick hitting dash of rain. It's less likely that you'll actually hear a rumble of thunder or see a lightning strike, but a couple of quick hitting downpours will be possible. Right now near Bernie, we've got a couple of those along I-10 there off to the east of Bernie and Kendall County, and also a few very small showers up near the Bulverde Timberwood Park area, and some better radar returns as you go east along I-10, so Hallettsville, Lavaca County, and then along the I-10 corridor from really north of Gonzales over here to Hallettsville. So again, as we head through the rest of the day, quick hitting little downpour is not out of the question. It's not going to add up to much rain at all, but at least it could briefly cool you down. And the fair weather clouds that we've got out there today, the cumulus clouds, will also help to block out the sun at times. It is going to be a hot one today, hot and humid, 96 your high temperature this afternoon. Stinson, look for a high around 97, 94, New Braunfels 92, Canyon Lake 93, Bandera 91 in Comfort. So we'll keep the mid to upper 90s going for a couple more afternoons with another chance at a quick hitting downpour on Friday. By Saturday, rain chances are out of the forecast, and then we're back to talking about record heat. Y'all are sick of hearing about it. We're sick of talking about it. We've been talking about record heat the whole month of May. You know how hot month May was, hottest May on record for us. And it looks like we'll be back to tying or setting some new record highs as we get into next week.
My goodness.
Perfect for like swimming weather for all the kids that are out of school now.
Oh yeah. I went to a 5th grade graduation ceremony this morning, and the excitement was palpable.
Yeah.
They were ready to bust out those doors and not look back.
I remember when I would get excited about summer.
Yeah.
And that's
sound
what
so
I
sad.
always say. The sweet spot was like college summers.
Oh yeah.
Because like maybe you had a part-time job or something, or like your parents just gave you, my mom would like leave me errands to go run, but I could sleep until like 10,
Yeah.
go run her few little errands and then go get in the pool, and life was good.
Those were the days.
I know.
Now we have so many
See,
responsibilities.
that's what our summer intern Amanda is right here, our weather intern. So soak it in, Amanda. But she's working. She's interning.
Soak
with
it
us
in,
this
Amanda.
summer.
We're just slightly jealous.
Yeah. She has a nice balance of both. Before we leave, things to do this weekend. If you go to KSAT.com, or I just Google usually KSAT things to do. Mary Claire, our digital journalist, one of them, she's posted two really good articles about what you can do this weekend. One is outdoors fishing on Saturday, which we already saw how hot it's going to be.
Yeah.
But there are definitely a lot of things to do here around San Antonio. So check this out.
And don't forget your sunscreen. Gotta say it. That's the mom in me, right?
No, but hey, I put on sunscreen while I was out there every day in Uvalde because that sun is not forgiven. Hold on, it's barely Thursday, right?
Yeah.
I'm over here telling you to prepare for the weekend. We haven't even made it to Friday, so sorry.
Well, but some kids are out, so I mean,
that's
the
right.
weekend's starting early this week.
Must
We'll
be
let it
nice.
pass, yeah.
Must be nice. Well, thank you, Priscilla. First of all, thank you so much for filling in, for being here with us, and we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Have a good day, everyone.